So I'm just opening up the last bag of brown rice I had in long-term storage, and as you can see, the seal hold is really good from the time I sealed it. It is still holding, and yeah, I'm gonna get about 2 cups because I want to have some leftover. I have fried rice tomorrow, and I have a little bit of the soup that I had on New Year's Day left over that I'm going to stretch to go over this brown rice. You heard that? The seal was still good. So I'm gonna get this out. Hear it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at this, make sure it's good, even though the seal was good. Smell it, and then I'm gonna use it if it's good. So here's the leftover New Year's soup we had, and it's not enough to feed us for tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this, add a few more things, and stretch it to feed us tonight. And I'm going to put it over rice, and I'm going to put a veg on the side, maybe carrots, maybe green beans, whatever I put my hand on. I'm going to make a roux. This is lard, and I'm going to put approximately equal parts lard, flour. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not even going to, measure it out. It's not that serious. And I'm going to use that to stretch and thicken this. And I think I'm going to throw in a can of either diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, some other tomatoes, just to change it up, stretch it enough to go over the rice for tonight's dinner. So I decided to turn my brown rice into yellow rice. All I did was just add some turmeric and just the general spices I use. I'm going to add in some salt, and I am using seasoning salt, but that's okay. And this won't hurt the stir fry tomorrow, just be yellow rice that I use for the stir fry, because I will have some of this rice left over. So I know I just added a little bit more flour and to my roux. I know you have seen me do this time and time before. If you've seen any of my cooking videos, probably 9 times out of 10 I'm making a roux to thicken or stretch or start a base for my soups, my chilies, my what else, gumbo, whatever. I usually make a roux to start them off with. And this is I'm going to use to stretch this leftover soup that we've been eating on the last 2 days, and it's not enough for tonight. So I'm going to stretch it from my pantry. So I'm not going to add any seasonings to my roux because my soup is well seasoned. I don't want to make it over salty, so I'm not going to add any seasonings. If I was, I would add them right now. And I'm going to let this cook a little bit longer before I add in my leftover soup. And I decided on diced tomatoes. Okay, so I pulled out carrots as a side, and I'm going to add the water off of the 2 cans of carrots I'm using to help thicken up. To finish off my roux, I'm going to get the rest of the water in here. Okay, so I'm leaving my roux kind of on the thick side because I want to add in my soup before I add in anything else, which I'm going to do right now. In goes my soup. And I will be rinsing that out with some water to add to this. That's why I didn't want to thin it out too much, because the soup's going to help thin it out, as well as the residual whatever's left in that container. So I'm just going to get this mixed in and bring it to the thickness I want it. Okay, so I've got all that mixed in together, and I'm going to add my diced tomatoes. Add them in there with the liquid. Them all mixed together. Okay, so I added in, I don't know, I should have showed you before I mixed them in, but I had some cubes of celery, that what you're seeing right there, some celery, and I had frozen the liquid in ice cubes, and I just dropped a couple in here just to give it a little bit of flavor boost. And I added in some browning. I wanted a little bit browner than what it is. So I might make it a little bit more. Yeah, because that's not doing nothing. I want to add it a little bit browner than what it is. Just to show you what I'm adding in, it's called browning and seasoning sauce. Yep. Gravies, sauces, soups, and stews. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix that in. Okay, so out of my freezer, I added in some basil pesto. That's what that is right there. Get that incorporated. And then I had some tomato paste that I opened up a big jar and I didn't need it, so I put it in a sandwich bag, laid it flat, so it was easy to break out the amount that I wanted. And I'm going to add that in there as well. Get that all incorporated, and that's going to add to the flavor. I'm just going to let this simmer away for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so until the rice is cooked, and heat up the veg, and we are going to eat. So this is what tonight's dinner looks like. Yellow rice and that leftover soup that I stretched and thickened, and then just a side of carrots. Yep, this is what we'll enjoy tonight. So for this morning's breakfast, I'm using up some water glass eggs. I sliced an onion from the garden. I have my pan here for that. I have some canned bacon and some sausages from the freezer, and that's going to be our meat today. And so this is going to be our breakfast. That is breakfast. And here it is. I just toasted some bread, have a sausage, some eggs, and we are ready to eat. This is our breakfast this morning. And here is mine. I put some onions on mine. The other one didn't want any onions, so why not just leave it off? So here is the next night's dinner, made over from the leftover yellow rice, and I did use sliced carrots. I would typically use peas and carrots, but I didn't have any of those left, so this is what it is. So this is how the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge for January and February is going so far, which is not really a challenge to us because this is the way we eat normally. And I just tacking on a no-spend element to our challenge, as well as I'm trying to can up as much as I can out of our freezers in this challenge. So every week or every couple of days, I try to do a canning or preserving project. So this is how the challenge is going for us so far. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.